The only thing that students care about when they join Zell is they want to clear the exam in the first attempt at the fastest pace while building the right kind of knowledge and hopefully getting placed. Look, that's every student's hope, right? So in this video, we're going to quickly tell you guys about the passing rate and how is it that we try to maintain and manage an extremely high passing rate at Zell. So first of all, guys, if you see, right, ACCA, CFA, CPA, CMA, IFRS. If I take these courses across the globe, for all of these courses, the average passing rate is between 40 to 50%, which means in a class of 10, or you take any random 10 students for any of these courses across the world, approximately half clear. Right? Now, it's not that half clear in the first attempt, but at the end of the day, half clear for every exam attempt. At Zell, so far, we've managed to have an almost 75 to 80%, which means almost 8 out of 10 students generally land up clearing all of these exams. Now, how is it that this happens? Right? How is it that the passing rate here is almost double that of the global rate? We've spent an inordinate amount of time in the past, and as of right now, with our academic and content and faculty team, we try to give as much customer-centric focus as we can. So what do we try to do, right? First of all, we have an entire team of qualified members for all of these courses. So when we sit with everybody, all of us put on the table what kind of problems all of us faced, and we started recognizing common trends, common patterns between what were the most common problems for everybody when they were passing. So we came down with a lot of solutions, right? When it comes to, first of all, our content, right? For at least ACCA, CFA, we've created our own content. We've made it with examples that you guys can relate to versus theoretical examples. Something that happened, like there's a steel factory which produces so many units and one costs these many dollars and these many pounds and so on and so forth. And that what happens is there are some who can understand it, some zone out. What we started doing is we started explaining the same concepts but with examples that we understand, right? We talk about Amazon, Flipkart, Swiggy, Zomato, the kind of things that all of us have touched and felt. We'll talk about Apple, we'll talk about Samsung, we'll talk about whatever we can that you guys can relate to, right? We'll take any concept and turn it into an example with Coke as the brand or with McDonald's as the brand. And it's something that all of us have touched or felt, all of us have experienced, so that our ability to take an unknown concept and relate it with a known concept, right? That makes it easier to learn versus an unknown concept with a very theoretical, unknown case study. So content is a super important aspect, right? Second point under content, besides the relatability of examples and simplifying them so that it's more easy to grasp, the second point is we put in things such as fun facts, mind maps. Our examples are always being updated every quarter to try and incorporate the latest trends that have happened. For example, if you remember when Ronaldo had shifted the Coke bottle and the whole price went haywire, or when Snapchat had fallen, or if you remember when Pokemon Go came out and Nintendo's stock had just soared, or when the coronavirus came and the Corona beer was the one who took the fall in stock valuation. We try to make sure, and of course we do it with a lot of the Indian examples, right? So when Walmart took over Flipkart and there's an unlimited amount of things, how is it that Zerodha bootstrapped and has become a unicorn? We try to make sure that the content is such that we connect what you guys know, hopefully in current affairs, with finance and accounting concepts. So your ability to really, again, grasp the concept, hopefully not bug it up. Understand what happened, and then those principles you can apply to something new, whether in the exam or in an interview or in the most important aspect in real life when you're trying to serve a customer. So that's the second part with respect to our content. Next is our learning management system, right? We call it Nimbus here. Nimbus is named because the word Nimbus has its own meaning, but we're a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if you all have seen other videos. It's a reference from there, and Nimbus as an LMS, the goal is to make it simpler for people studying finance and accounts. Maybe we are used to studying finance and accounts on paper, and it's not just converting textbook into a PDF, and that's what becomes a learning management system. That's not how you learn online. A learning management system has to give the student some extension of intuition while studying, which means when you study, there is very little effort that is required in really getting the hang of using it via a tech platform. You know, when there are tests, when there are mocks, the way it is supposed to be learned, the way it's supposed to give these quizzes, test, mocks, it's supposed to, the resistance that people face while sitting on a laptop or on an iPad and trying to focus, we're trying to get rid of that resistance. So all you're doing is trying to figure out the concepts. All you're trying to do is learn. The way the content is delivered, right? We're trying to make it intuitive. We're trying to make it bite-sized. We're trying to make it simple enough that you can, when you do study it, it really reverberates through your body. It really stays in your mind, right? Plus, we try to make it, of course, we have live lectures, we have those lectures recorded, we have content which is refreshed every few months. We try to do what it takes that your LMS is your everything. And as long as you can access your LMS from anywhere, your phone, the app, the laptop, anywhere, right? Whether you're studying live, whether you're studying in some other city, we have so many international students now. It doesn't matter. As long as you're studying from the LMS, hopefully what you'll study should be better, should be more memorable than had you studied it in any other form. So that's the second part about our focus on pass rate, right? That's what we understood. There are a lot of examples, a lot of textbooks, the volume, a lot of it was a problem for a lot of us when we were studying, and how do we simplify that without losing the essence of actually learning finance and accounts. Next is what we have. We have an entire team of what we call customer success. We have student mentors for each and every one of you guys, so that every student knows that besides the faculty, besides the academics, anything else you need to help you through, whether it's actually helping you with the LMS or it's study material or it's some admin related process or anything related to the course that you guys have studied, there should be zero headache, right? And that's what a mentor does, right? He or she is available for you 24/7 as long as you're with us to take care of all problems so you can focus on your studies and your exam. Lastly is doubt solving. Doubt solving is something that we need at beck and call, right? And it's sometimes we've seen from students that they don't want machines as far as possible for doubt solving. So we try to incorporate that. Right now, whenever you need any help, whenever you guys have doubts, whenever you have issues, you can reach out to us. And we can set up doubt solving lectures either one-to-one, or we any which ways have doubt solving lectures coming up, and you can sit there and make sure that whatever other queries that you had, whether you sat on for live lectures or for recorded lectures, you have no problem. Lastly, guys, our ability to sort of customize the courses, right? We have courses which are conducted only on weekends. So if you're a working student or you basically don't want to invest that much time, but you still want the same output, right? We have weekend training for you. We have weekday lectures for a lot of students who actually want the in-depth clarity of concepts, who have the time, who are either just given their 10th or just their 12th, or are basically not working, or even some of you guys who are working but need more help because you want to start with solidifying your concepts. That's another whole version we have. Like I mentioned already, we have pre-recorded lectures which again incorporate the LMS and the doubt solving. So we've tried to make sure that if the experience for you guys is strong, if we've tried to cover everything with the goal of you learning concepts, of you giving mocks in a real exam oriented experience, right? We feel that the passing rate is all dedicated towards a combination of this, thanks to our academic team, thanks to our content team, thanks to our customer success team. So many of our students are finally clearing. We've had insane stories of students who are struggling with CA. They joined us, they cleared one of these exams, they got a job in one of the MNCs, they got opportunities to work overseas. Their whole life came on track in less than a couple of years once they came. So with that, I hope that this gives you some perspective about how we try to push up the passing rate. It's not just random. It's not just, we don't try to pass it off as a fluke. There's a lot of effort that goes in. There is a lot of faculty development programs. Our faculties are, of course, amazing from all over India, from the top companies. These guys have ranked themselves. These guys have enough exposure, and they're young relative to a lot of other teachers. So they've cleared their own exams in the last 5 to 10 years, which means they have not forgotten how it was to give the exam, and yet they're experienced enough to give us what we know is exciting, is fun to study while passing the exams, while learning concepts, and while hopefully retaining these concepts for the rest of your lives. So with that said, if there is anything that y'all still need to ask, feel free to reach out to us. If this is the first time you're visiting the channel, then please do subscribe, and if you've been coming to us, then please do leave a like and comment. Thank you.